Good evening, Warriors, and welcome back to another action packed edition of the Grass Lake Sports Weekly Report. This is the show where we cover it all, from our tiniest future Warriors in pre K all the way up through our high school varsity athletes. If it's happening in Grass Lake Sports, you'll find it right here every single week. Now, Warriors, it's that special time of year. The leaves are falling, the weather's cooling down, and our fall sports season is winding to a close. And what a fall it has been. From the first kickoff and whistle back in August, to the packed stands under the Friday night lights, to the incredible battles in volleyball, cross country, soccer, and more. Our athletes have poured their hearts into this season. They've trained hard, competed with pride, and represented Grass Lake in the best way possible. And now, as postseason play kicks into gear, we get to celebrate those championship moments, the ones that our kids, coaches, and families will never forget. But you know what? Around here, the action never stops. Because as fall closes its chapter, winter sports are coming in hot. The gym lights are flipping on, the basketballs are hitting the hardwood, the wrestling mats are being rolled out, and the sound of sneakers squeaking, whistles blowing, and fans roaring is just around the corner. From elementary to high school, it's about to be a brand new season filled with new stories, new highlights, and plenty of moments to cheer about. And here's the thing, Warriors, this show doesn't happen without you. This is a community built, community driven report. Parents, coaches, athletes, fans. We need those scores, those photos, those highlight videos, those game summaries, those stories. Keep sending them in to glsportsweeklyreport at gmail.com. Every single submission helps us keep the spotlight shining bright on our young athletes. So, as we wrap up fall and charge headfirst into winter, let's keep doing what makes Grass Lake so special. Supporting our kids, celebrating their hard work, and showing what it means to be a warrior. All right, everybody, buckle in because it's time once again for another exciting show. Here we go. Out on the cross country trail, our varsity Warrior athletes traveled to Sharp Park last Wednesday for the Cascades Conference Championship, and the girls competed first. They came out strong and finished strong. We have 5 girls receiving all conference medals: Adeline Jarko, Taylor Hope, Elise Bullock, Adeline Stormont, and Mackenzie Hillbearer. The Lady Warriors finished in first place with a score of 61, ahead of Jonesville, Hanover, Horton, Leslie, Napoleon, Homer, Michigan Center, and Manchester. The Warriors were led by sophomore Adeline Jarko with a time of 20, 41, and 33, followed behind by Taylor Hope with a personal best 21, 40, and 24. Then Elise Bullock, Adeline Stormont, Ava Cruz, Mackenzie Hillbear, Aspen Browning, Katie Million. Season best for Ava Rentfro at 25, 22, and 37. And a personal best for Kara Humbarger, 28, 46, and 43. Great job, girls. The boys ran next, and despite missing one of their top scorers, showed up to compete with 3 all-conference finishers: Connor Bowler, Connor Sherwood, and Emmett Van Cleve. The boys' team finished 5th overall with a score of 141, ahead of Manchester, Napoleon, Homer, Addison, Vandercook Lake, and Michigan Center. The boys were led by junior Connor Butler with a time of 17, 41, and 17, followed by Connor Sherwood, Emmett Van Cleve, Luke Blaze with a personal best 18, 49, and 89, Zach Buchigig, Richard Trudeau with a personal best 21, 31, and 38, and Andrew Kumar. Great job, boys. Outstanding work. Our Warrior cross country runners will spend the week training, practicing, preparing for the regionals out at Willow Metric Park next Saturday, October 25th. Hopefully, they get times that qualify for those state finals. So I know that the entire Warrior Nation is behind all our cross country runners as they move in to postseason action. Our middle school cross country warriors were wrapping up their season with two events this week, one on Monday, one on Wednesday. And the one on Monday was out at Sharp Park for the Jensen race. Our middle school boys team finished in second place with 86 points, just behind Western Panthers. They were led by eighth grader Emmett Kidd with a personal best of 12:46 and 10, followed by Lewis Hilbear, Mason Basham, Josh Holda, Liam Foley with a personal best 13:21 and 73. Then Rylan Guerrero, Alexander Rurka with a personal best 13:44 and 47. Nate Arrows with a personal best 13:49 and 50. Ryan Sherwood with a personal best 13:59 and 31. Conrad Kaiser with a season best 16:21 and 74. Braden Schneider, Carson Trudeau with a personal best 17:57 and 58. Joey Kempker, Marshall Waynick with a season best 21 4 and 20. Rowan O'Connor with a season best 21:49 and 15. Adam Figgy with a personal best, continuing to improve each and every week 25:16 and 35. And Colton Orban with a season best 25:36 and 21. In the girls division, they didn't have enough runners to compete to score in the overall team score, but Lily Arendt led the Lady Warriors with a time of 17:23 and 75, followed by Frey Rurka, Grace Rule, and Jessica Backen. Then on Thursday night, they traveled out to Hanover Horton for the middle school invite at Hanover for their last race of the year. It was a great finish for the middle school cross country team. So many personal records and medals. They battled hard at Hanover. Out of Hanover, the girls team finished in ninth place ahead of Addison Paragon Charter Academy and Michigan Center. Girls were led by Lily Arendt in 39th place, followed by Grace Rule, Faye Rurka, Jillian Sherwood, Jessica Backen with a personal best 20, 58, and 90. Candace Orban with a personal best of 21, 8, and 40. Great job. Congratulations on an awesome season, ladies. The boys' team came in third place with 6 of them medaling. Great job, middle school boys. As mentioned before, the Grass Lake boys middle school team finished in third place, just 1 point behind Manchester in second. They were led again by eighth grader Emmett Kidd in 11th place, followed by Mason Basham, Ryan Guerrero with the personal best of 13:42 and 28, Josh Holda, Liam Foley, Nathan Eros, Alexander Rurka, Ryan Sherwood, Connor Kaiser, Gunnar Davis, Braden Schneider, Joey Kempker, Carson Trudeau, Jack Henkel with a personal best 20, 27, and 20. Um, Rowan O'Connor, Marshall Waynick, Adam Figgy, and Colton Orban. Got a huge tribe of cross country runners out of that middle school team. Looking forward to seeing what they can do in the future. But congratulations on an awesome season. Again, that was the middle school cross country team's last event of the year. In Warrior Soccer News, our varsity boys team was competing in the Michigan High School Athletic Association district tournament. Monday night, they traveled down to Hillsdale High School for the district semifinal game against our rival Michigan Center Cardinals. And what an exciting night it was for the Warriors. The game ended in a 1-1 tie in regulation, 2-2 after overtime, and finally went to a shootout. The Warriors held their nerve and came out on top with a 7-6 final score. 2 goals from Brogan Sallow in regulation and overtime. Shootout goals from Zach Hope, Brogan Sallow, Ben Tippy, Justin Rote, and Quinn Zimke. And here is some highlights from that game. With that win, the Warriors advanced to the district championship game against the Columbia Central Golden Eagles on Wednesday down at Hillsdale High School. This is the third matchup between these two teams of the season. Unfortunately, the Golden Eagles proved to be what they were and took down the Warriors 5-0 in that game. The Warriors left it all on the field. Heart, grit, every ounce of fight they had. It wasn't the ending that they had hoped for, but as we know, there's only one champion. There's only one team that will win their last game of the season. To the seniors, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your dedication to the program. And you made Warrior Nation proud. I can tell you I am personally not a huge soccer fan, but I really enjoyed following your journey this season. It was exciting. I was always looking forward to seeing who scored, seeing what the score was, and it was awesome to see. So congratulations to you boys on a successful season, and look forward to seeing what you all can do in the future. In AYSO news, the 15U core team traveled down to Albion Saturday morning, and just seemed as though the team energy was not high for some reason today. Um, the team scored two goals by Lucas Rischel. Unfortunately, that was not enough. I'm not sure what the exact final score was, but it was a lot to two. The team will regroup. One more practice left this season, and then a big tournament next Saturday. Back out at Albion. They're looking forward to getting a few more games in, getting a few more wins under their belt on next Saturday, the 25th, out at Albion for the big grand finale. It should be exciting. As our leaves begin to change, so does our Grass Lake athletics picture as fall sports begin to close out and winter sports are coming in hot. Grass Lake Middle School competitive cheer tryouts will begin Monday, October 20th. I know there's no school on that day, but that is the day that it is beginning. Monday night, there's a mandatory parent meeting from 5 to 5:30 in the middle school library. And then 5:30 to 7, tryout clinic number 1 in the cafeteria. The following day, Tuesday, in the high school auxiliary gym, tryout number 2 from 5 to 7. And then Wednesday, October 22nd, back in the middle school cafeteria, 4:30 to 7:30 for judge tryouts. Important info: all athletes must have a physical on file dated after April 11th, 2025 in order to try out. Athletes must be eligible per the Grass Lake Middle School eligibility possible policy in order to try out. And they are looking to fill 2 teams. So the more, the merrier. Once again, that is the Grass Lake Middle School competitive cheer tryouts. If you got any questions, you can get a hold of Miss Newland. Grass Lake Youth Wrestling Club will be kicking things off on October 27th. They will be practicing in the high school auxiliary gym Mondays and Thursdays from 7 to 8:30 p.m. This is for ages 6 and up. The price on this is $60, and that includes all practices through February and a Grass Lake Wrestling t-shirt. Sunday tournaments are held through the Cascades Youth Wrestling Conference, and those tournaments are an extra cost, usually $20 for those. You can do as many or as few as you like, but they basically run every weekend except for unless there's a holiday. But all levels are encouraged to come out, even if you're first timer, whether you're 6 years old or you're 13 years old. The coaches are great at working with these kids, and we've had kids just come out and practice, check things out. Maybe it's for them, maybe it's not. Maybe they fall in love with it. Maybe they just spend the season practicing and then they don't wrestle in any tournaments. That's fine too. They get the experience, they get a feel for what's going on. But this is absolutely 100% endorse this program. It's been great for my son Wesley. Um, but once again, that will begin October 27th, Monday night. See you there. And here's that Grass Lake Youth Wrestling Cascades Conference Tournament. First one will be November 2nd at Manchester, and then wrapping up January 25th at Columbia Central. Grass Lake's home hosted tournament will be December 21st. Also coming out are the Jackson United hockey tryouts for the 25-26 season. That will be held at Optimus Ice Arena in Jackson. That's basically the conglomeration of high school teams. Just because most of the schools can't put their own team together, they don't have the facilities to do that. They don't have the players to do that. So they've created this Jackson United hockey team. Those tryouts will begin October 27th, run the rest of that week, 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31. And you must attend all tryouts. Once again, that's for high school students. If you're interested, make sure you get signed up. You've got your physical submitted. If you got any questions, you can contact Coach Corey Duiron at CoreyDuiron@gmail.com. So the Grass Lake powerlifting season is fast approaching as well. First practice of the season, I believe, is November 17th, Monday, November 17th. Teams will be practicing 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. Attendance will be taken each day and will be key to your success. Grass Lake will host one Michigan High School Powerlifting Association regional meet on Saturday, December 13th. Obviously, they need a lot of volunteers. If you've never been to one of those, it takes a tremendous amount of volunteer bodies to make that work. So if you're able to commit some time to that, I'm sure that they would appreciate that. They also will be competing in at least 3 more meets this season. Meets will be on Saturdays. The one in Grass Lake, the one in Matawan, and the one in Dexter. Powerlifting uniforms need to be purchased through the team shop. Uniforms need to be a Navy t-shirt with your last name on the back. That powerlifting shop is open till October 20th. Looks like a little over 2 days to get those orders in. Or if you just need some powerlifting gear for this upcoming season, a lot of cool sweatshirts, t-shirts, long sleeve and short sleeve, hoodies, a lot of cool stuff on here. Shorts, joggers, backpacks, whatever you want with that Grass Lake Powerlifting logo on here. And also the portion of those proceeds will go back to the powerlifting program. So Get your orders in if you're looking to get some powerlifting gear or you need that uniform. Deadlift socks will be sold at a later date for $15 per pair. Once again, first practice for powerlifting, high school powerlifting, November 17th. Our boys, 7th and 8th grade, middle school basketball will be coming in hot and heavy this Tuesday, October 21st. They will have an open gym from 2:45 to 4. And Thursday as well, October 23rd from 2:45 to 4. It'll be a little conditioning and scrimmaging. Official tryouts will begin Monday, October 27th, and go through Tuesday and Wednesday from 3 to 5. Parent meeting Thursday, October 30th at 5 p.m. in the middle school media center. First game for those boys teams will be Monday, November 3rd at Leslie. More exciting news for our winter basketball programs. We have a new boys varsity basketball coach, Coach Jason O'Neill. He joins us after stops at Western and Lumen Christi. He was Western High School boys freshman basketball coach from 2012 to 2014, and then Lumen Christi junior varsity boys basketball coach from 2015 to 2021, and then the Lumen Christi girls varsity head basketball coach from 2022 to 2024. So we are very excited to have um, Jason O'Neill at the head of our boys basketball program. Welcome to Grass Lake, Coach. Let's look to our Lady Warriors volleyball action. Last Tuesday night, the JV team traveled to Napoleon where the Warriors won 25-20, 25-22, and 14-16. Key moments of the night were from Taylor Valade, who served 11 of 11 with 2 aces, as well as 7 kills. Other serve highlights came Taylor Dick going 8 of 8, Leah Langle serving 7 of 8. Aubrey Williams had 16 digs as well as 11 of 12 with 3 aces. Setter Lily McVicker had 16 assists for the night. The Warriors then competed at a tournament in Chelsea on Saturday, their last tournament of the season. Unfortunately, I did not see or hear the results from that tournament, but the way the girls have been playing, I'm sure things went well for them. The JV Warriors wrap up their season this week with 2 more contests, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday, both on the road at Addison and at Lenawee Christian High School on Thursday night. And that will put a stamp on their volleyball season. Our varsity Warriors got the broom out for a week of sweeps. They traveled to Napoleon early in the week with the reverse sweep over Napoleon after losing the first 2, 21-25, 21-25, coming back and winning 25-16, 25-18, and 15-10. And then another sweep against Jackson, 25-22, 25-11. The girls were then at home for the Grass Lake Quad and took on Arbor Christian, winning 25-7, 25-7. And then they took care of Stockbridge, 25-16, 25-22. Stat leaders for the week, Vivian Vitale, 28 digs, 42 of 44 serving with 4 aces, 29 points. Sydney Palmer with 53 digs, 25 of 29 serving with 3 aces, 16 points. Haley Laurie with 59 assists. Adeline Henson, 21 kills, 5 blocks, 32 of 34 from the service line with 6 aces and 23 points. Reese Lape, 18 kills, 11 blocks, 21 of 25 serving, 2 aces, 14 points. Ashley Simon with 17 kills, 37 of 40 serving, 6 aces, 27 points. Dylan France with 21 assists, and Layla Smith with 16 digs. Great week for these Lady Warriors. Next week, it looks like they have just one contest on the schedule. That's Tuesday night. They will travel to Addison High School. 6:15 game time. Appears as though a match scheduled Thursday at Clinton has been canceled For some reason, I don't have any more information on that, but that looks to be canceled. And that brings the Lady Warriors varsity team season record to 17 wins, 12 losses, and 4 ties. Keep on moving forward, girls. Outstanding job so far this season. Exciting news from our youth competitive cheer team. They traveled out to Michigan Center Saturday for a competitive cheer competition in their new uniforms and brought home a first place. Congratulations, girls. Keep up the hard work. Our Warrior varsity football team traveled to Manchester last Friday night to take on the Dutchmen. And here are your highlights from that game that includes a touchdown run by senior Justice Payne.
That pass complete to number 4, Brady Spears. (22) on the carry. Pass intercepted by number 4, Brady Spears. That's our pass complete to Will. Aaron Henson on the carry.
The boys will be back home this Friday night for their final game of the season against Homer under the lights. Let's pack the house for one last stand. Our JV boys traveled to Michigan Center last Monday night and had a heck of a battle, unfortunately coming up short on the scoreboard, losing 6-0. I believe that is their first loss of the season. The JV boys will be back at home Monday night for their final home game of the year under the lights at Joe Betchel. Start time 6 p.m. If you can get out there and cheer them boys on, I am sure they would appreciate the energy in the stands. Our Grass Lake Warrior 5th and 6th grade tackle teams wrapped up their season on Wednesday night in an awesome experience playing at the Big House in Ann Arbor. Grass Lake number 2 started things off competing against the Columbia Central Golden Eagles. And even though official score was not kept, I can tell you the Warriors won with 1 touchdown to the Eagles 0. The Warriors defense was tough the entire game and held the Columbia Central Golden Eagles scoreless. This was an awesome experience for these young Warriors, and when I asked my son Wesley what his favorite moment of the day was, he said it was this touchdown by Blake Schaefer. Our Grass Lake Warrior 5th and 6th grade tackle team number 1 followed that game up with a game of their own against the Manchester Flying Dutchmen. Again, official score wasn't kept, but I can tell you this, the Warriors won. With help from 3 touchdown runs, one from Riker Waldo found himself in the end zone, and Andrew Carper with no one else in sight. And this big time run from striker Dominic. Once again, just an awesome way for these young Warriors to end their season. As I've mentioned previously, the fall season is winding down, so there is limited events this week with middle school, I believe, all wrapped up with volleyball, cross country. Um, the soccer team ended their season in the district championship game. Cross country will still be running. Their next event is not on the schedule, but it is coming up Saturday. Saturday morning, the regional championship at Willow Metro Park in New Boston. The girls will run at 10 a.m. and the varsity boys will run at 10:45 a.m. But in football, we've still got time to watch these boys compete Monday night. JV at home against Manchester, 6 o'clock kickoff. Tuesday night at Addison, JV volleyball and varsity volleyball. As I mentioned, the Thursday volleyball appears to be canceled at Lenawee Christian. The varsity is anyway. Looks like the JV is still on, 5 o'clock start time. Also, not on the schedule yet. Football, varsity football, Friday night at home against Homer. I'm sure kickoff is probably 7 o'clock. That's what it always is. That will be their final game of the season. Like I said, get out there, cheer them boys on. I'm sure they're hungry. They're ready to get one under their belt, and this is a chance to do it. And that is it for this week. Outside of AYSO 15U team will travel to Albion on Saturday for their end of season soccer tournament. Good luck to those teams. What an incredible week in Warrior Nation. From the final battles of some of our fall sports teams to the anticipation of what's just ahead in winter. One thing is crystal clear. Grass Lake athletes continue to make us proud. We've seen the sweat, the effort, and the commitment from our kids all season long. We've cheered them on under the Friday night lights, celebrated victories on the volleyball court, watched cross-country runners leave it all on the course, and seen soccer players push themselves to the very end. These fall sports moments will stay with us, and they will set the tone for everything that comes next. Now the torch is being passed. The gym doors are opening, the mats are being laid out, And the next wave of Warrior athletes are stepping into the spotlight. Basketball, wrestling, cheer, and everything that comes with the winter season. It's all here. And we cannot wait to bring you the stories, highlights, and unforgettable moments that are right around the corner. And remember, this show belongs to you, the community. Keep sending in those scores, those photos, those highlight clips and stories. Parents, players, coaches, and fans, your contributions fill this report and help us shine a spotlight on every single Warrior, from our youngest athletes to our seniors. Email everything to glsportsweeklyreport at gmail.com so we can keep telling the story of Grass Lake sports together. At the end of the day, this isn't just about wins and losses, it's about celebrating effort, character, teamwork, and pride. That's what makes Grass Lake such a special place to be. And that's what this show is all about. So as we begin to close the book on fall and get ready to fire up winter, let's keep showing up, keep cheering loud, and keep supporting our Warriors every step of the day. Until next time, God bless our kids, God bless our community, and go Warriors!